This was never random, beloved soul. Stop right here. Before your mind tries to scroll past. Before doubt whispers, "This is not for me." Before fear tells you to stay guarded. Listen carefully. This message did not arrive accidentally. It was not generated randomly. It was not stumbled upon by chance. God says, this message was marked for you since birth, before you ever took your first breath, before your name was spoken aloud, before your story unfolded through joy and pain. This moment was written. You were not meant to hear this earlier. You were not meant to hear this later. You were meant to hear it now, because only now would your heart recognize the weight of it. The day you were born. Heaven noticed you were not born unnoticed. Even if your arrival felt ordinary to the world, even if no one celebrated loudly, even if life welcomed you into struggle instead of comfort, God says, I saw you before anyone else did. Before your parents understood your purpose, before people labeled you, before circumstances tried to limit you, heaven marked you, not because your life would be easy, but because your life would be meaningful. Some people are born into comfort, some are born into legacy, some are born into privilege, but some are born into assignment, and assignment is often wrapped in pressure. Why your life felt heavier than others. Have you ever wondered why life seemed harder for you? Why responsibilities came early? Why disappointments came often? Why understanding came through pain instead of protection? God says, I did not burden you, I trained you. What felt like hardship was preparation. What felt like delay was alignment. What felt like rejection was redirection. Others were allowed to remain unaware longer. You were awakened early, not because God loved you less, but because He trusted you more. The silent mark you carried. You carried something invisible. You felt it as a child. That feeling of being different. That sense of seeing deeper. That ache you couldn't explain. You felt emotions more intensely. You questioned life more deeply. You sensed when something wasn't right. God says, that sensitivity was not weakness. It was awareness. You were never built to live shallow. That is why surface-level living exhausted you. That is why meaningless conversations drained you. That is why fake peace never satisfied you. You were marked for truth. Why you couldn't run from God, even when you tried. There were seasons you tried to ignore God. You distracted yourself. You stayed busy. You silenced the quiet voice. But it always returned. In the silence, in the pain, in the middle of the night, in moments when the world felt loud, but empty. God says, I kept calling you because I placed something in you. You were never meant to disappear into the crowd. You were never meant to numb your spirit. You were never meant to live without purpose. Even when you ran, something inside you pulled back. That was not guilt. That was destiny refusing to let go. The struggle that shaped you. Let's speak honestly. Your life did not unfold gently. There were moments you felt unseen, moments you felt misunderstood, moments you felt abandoned by people and even by God. But hear this carefully. God says, I was closest when you thought I was silent. Some lessons cannot be taught through comfort. Some strength cannot be developed without resistance. Some clarity cannot be formed without confusion. You learned how to survive storms that would break others, not because you were stronger by nature, but because you were chosen by design. Why this message is finding you now? You may be wondering, if this message was marked since birth, why am I hearing it now? Because earlier, you would not have understood it. Earlier, you needed validation from people. Earlier, you needed approval. Earlier, You still believed the world would save you. Now you know better. Now you've seen how temporary everything is. Now you've felt the emptiness of false security. Now your heart is ready for truth. God says, I reveal purpose when the soul is mature enough to carry it. The moment of awakening. This is not just encouragement. This is awakening. A reminder of who you were before life tried to rename you, before pain tried to redefine you, before disappointment tried to shrink you. God is not starting something new. He is reactivating something old, something placed in you long ago, something the world tried to bury, but could never destroy. What you must understand before moving forward. Do not rush past this, because part 2 will reveal why resistance increased as you grew, why attacks intensified when you got closer to purpose, why certain doors closed painfully. But before that, you must understand this truth. God says, your life was never ordinary. Your assignment is eternal. And now, the time of remembering has begun. Why the struggle intensified as you grew, beloved soul, if your life felt like it became harder instead of easier as you grew older? This was not accidental. You noticed it. As a child, the pain was confusing. As a teenager, it was heavy. As an adult, it became exhausting. You kept thinking, shouldn't things be settling by now? Why does it feel like resistance keeps increasing? And God says, because opposition increases when purpose becomes clearer. When you were young, the assignment was hidden. As you matured, it began to surface. And when purpose surfaces, resistance follows. Why the enemy noticed you early. Not everyone experiences early pressure. Some people live comfortably distracted. Some drift through life untouched by spiritual resistance. But you faced opposition early. Confusion, fear, unexplainable heaviness. Moments where hope felt stolen without warning. God says, the enemy does not fight what carries no threat. You were not attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you were dangerous to darkness. Before you understood your calling, the enemy sensed it. That is why discouragement tried to silence you. That is why comparison tried to shrink you. That is why delay tried to wear you down. The lie that almost defined you. One of the most dangerous lies whispered to you was this: maybe this is just who I am. Maybe this pain is my identity. Maybe I'm meant to struggle forever. But God says, your struggle was never your identity. It was your training ground. You were learning discernment. You were learning endurance. You were learning compassion through suffering. While others were being entertained, you were being equipped. Why people could not stay with you. Let's talk about something painful. People leaving, friends who didn't stay, connections that broke suddenly, relationships that felt promising but collapsed. You blamed yourself. You wondered, what is wrong with me? God says, nothing was wrong with you. Alignment was happening. Some people are seasonal. Some are situational. Some are comfortable with your surface, but threatened by your depth. As you grew closer to purpose, certain people could no longer walk beside you. Not because you became arrogant, but because you became aware. The isolation you didn't ask for. There were seasons you felt alone, even in a crowd. You were surrounded, yet unseen. Heard, yet misunderstood. And that isolation hurt deeply. But God says, I separated you so you could hear me clearly. Noise blurs calling. Crowds distort direction. Comfort delays obedience. Isolation was not punishment. It was preparation. God removes distractions before revealing assignment. Why your heart feels different. You feel things deeply. Pain hits harder. Love runs stronger. Disappointment cuts deeper. You tried to toughen yourself. You tried to care less. You tried to numb your emotions, but nothing worked. God says, I designed your heart that way. A hardened heart cannot carry divine purpose. A numb spirit cannot sense divine timing. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is spiritual intelligence. The seasons that made no sense. There were moments when life felt unfair. You did the right thing and still lost. You stayed faithful and still waited. You trusted and still suffered. You asked, God, why me? And God answers now, because you could handle what others could not. Not because you were stronger naturally, but because He was strengthening you spiritually. Some people break under pressure. You bent, but you did not break. Why God allowed the delays? This part is difficult to accept, but hear it carefully. God says, I delayed certain things to protect you. If some doors had opened earlier, you would have entered unprepared. If some blessings arrived sooner, they would have crushed you instead of serving you. Delay was not denial. Delay was mercy. God was shaping your character to match your calling. The moment you almost gave up. There was a moment, maybe more than one, where you were close to quitting. Quitting hope, quitting faith, quitting expectation. You didn't say it out loud, but your heart whispered, I'm tired. God says, I saw that moment. He saw the tears you hid. He saw the prayers you barely had strength to speak. He saw the nights you questioned everything. And He did not turn away. He leaned closer. Why this message is interrupting you now? This message is not arriving to comfort you only. It is arriving to activate you. God says, you have survived the hardest part. The confusion, the identity struggle, the painful pruning. Now comes clarity. Now comes alignment. Now comes understanding. But first, you must let go of the belief that your life has been wasted. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Nothing was meaningless. The shift that is beginning. Something is changing. Not around you, within you. You are no longer desperate for approval. You are no longer chasing validation. You are no longer afraid of being alone. That is maturity. That is readiness. God says, when you stop begging life to be easier, I release strength to carry more. You are stepping into a new phase, one where fear no longer leads, one where obedience replaces hesitation, one where peace comes from alignment, not circumstances. What you must understand before part 3. Before moving forward, you must understand this truth. You were not attacked because you were failing. You were attacked because you were becoming. And now, the season of confusion is ending. The season of revelation is beginning. The moment purpose becomes clear. Beloved soul, this is the turning point. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, not because struggle instantly disappears, but because confusion no longer controls you. For a long time you lived asking, what am I supposed to do? Why am I here? What is my life really for? God says, I did not hide your purpose from you. I revealed it slowly. If He had shown you everything at once, it would have overwhelmed you. If He had explained it earlier, you would not have believed it. Purpose is revealed when the soul is strong enough to carry responsibility. And now, you are strong enough. Your assignment was never small. Let's correct something right now. You were never marked for an ordinary life. You were never meant to blend in quietly. You were never designed just to survive. God says, I marked you to influence, not imitate. Your assignment is not about fame, not about applause, not about validation. It is about impact. You carry perspective that others don't have. You speak with depth others cannot fake. You understand pain in a way that allows healing. That is not coincidence. That is calling. Why you felt restless, even when things were okay. There were moments when life looked fine on the outside. You were functioning, you were managing, you were doing what was expected. But inside, something felt off. A quiet dissatisfaction, a subtle restlessness, a sense that this isn't it. God says that restlessness was your spirit refusing to settle. Comfort without purpose feels like suffocation to the called. Your spirit was not restless because you were ungrateful. It was restless because you were designed for more. The fear that kept you waiting. Let's be honest. Fear delayed you. Not fear of failure, fear of responsibility, fear of stepping fully into who you are, fear of being seen, fear of being misunderstood, fear of making the wrong move. God says, fear was not sent to stop you. It was allowed to mature you. You had to learn the difference between caution and disobedience, between patience and procrastination, between humility and hiding. And now you know. The timing of God, why now? This message did not arrive 10 years ago. It did not arrive 5 years ago. It arrived now. Because now, you no longer idolize people. You no longer chase approval. You no longer confuse noise with direction. God says, now you are ready to hear me clearly. Earlier, success would have distracted you. Earlier, recognition would have distorted you. Earlier, speed would have damaged you. Now, alignment matters more than applause. What God is asking from you. This is not a passive moment. God is not asking you to feel inspired. He is asking you to respond. God says, I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for obedience. Not someday. Not when everything makes sense. Not when fear disappears. Now. Because clarity does not come before movement. Clarity follows obedience. The shift from waiting to walking. You have waited long enough, waited to feel confident, waited to feel ready, waited for certainty. God says, walking creates readiness. Faith is not standing still asking God for confirmation. Faith is moving while trusting He will guide your steps. You are not meant to rush, but you are no longer meant to hesitate. The new season. You are entering this season will feel different, not louder, clearer, not easier, stronger, not perfect, purposeful. God says, I am not removing all resistance. I am giving you authority. You will still face opposition, but it will no longer confuse you. You will still face challenges, but they will not define you. You will move with peace, even when the path is uncertain. The identity you must accept. Say this quietly within your spirit. I am not late. I am not behind. I am not forgotten. God says, you are exactly where preparation ends and assignment begins. You are no longer becoming. You are stepping into. A final word from God. Listen carefully. God says, I marked you before you understood me. I protected you when you doubted me. I prepared you while you questioned me. And now, I am calling you to walk with me. Not in fear, not in confusion, not in delay, but in purpose. This is your response moment. Do not scroll past this like another message. Do not treat this like inspiration only. Do not wait for another sign. This was the sign. This message was marked for you since birth. And now, it is time to respond.